Is one O'Leary Ventures chairman Kevin O'Leary is helming with billionaire Frank McCourt. Kevin's here live in studio. Where does your bid stand? Let's just cut to the chase.
It's still there, and as far as I know, the only official one handed over to shareholders, American shareholders, of ByteDance months ago, and the only one that has been consistently saying we do not want to buy the algorithm because we know it's never going to be for sale. And so let me just set the table for where we're at on this whole situation. If you're a ByteDance shareholder right now, worldwide.
Parent of TikTok.
Parent of TikTok, very important. This is not a big asset for you. It's less than 10%. And if you're Xi, this is a bargaining chip in the overall discussions you're having with Trump. If it goes dark, he doesn't really care. And frankly, it's not really going to hurt the overall market capitalization of ByteDance globally. It's a small fraction of it. So we don't have that much leverage, or no buying group does, because if it's going to be the existing shareholders in the United States, even if it goes to zero for them, it doesn't really matter. So now you start to ask yourself, why is it there can't be a further extension? Which would be easy, because Trump is not going to be finished negotiating with China on September 17th. No way that's going to happen. There's so many different issues beyond just trade and tariffs. There's IP theft, there's access to markets, there were WTO problems, Chinese access to our capital markets. There's a zillion things. So we're not going to get there by that date. Will a date be extended? Probably not, and Ludnick said the right thing, because the pressure now from the lawmakers that wrote this law, that have gone through these multiple extensions, I think they've had enough.
It is a bipartisan bill that was passed into law. Both sides were very concerned about Americans' data being used in this Chinese website and this platform, and who knows what kind of discord they have been trying to push here in the United States to divide Americans. But that said, I mean, is the president at some point flouting law by not letting it come to its focused point, which is divest or be banned?
You know, Liz, you're making a very valid point. I just think in the context of all the issues that the president's dealing with now, there was a time when TikTok was important. I'd say it's at the bottom of the list right now. So the probability of this thing getting a fourth extension, I would say, is less than 10%. Now, that doesn't mean it can't go dark, as it did once already, and then let the bidders still bid. But, you know, the value, the dispersion of the accounts, the 172 million accounts, and more important for me as an advocate of small business, is the 7 million businesses that make their living on this. They're going to go to alternate platforms, slowly but surely, so the value will diminish. This is going to get really interesting, and it's going to happen pretty quickly. But if you had asked me 2 weeks ago, was a fourth extension likely, I would have said yes, because it could have been bundled as a story around finishing off with China, which could take well till way after the midterms.
And now?
And now, Senator Cotton, Rick Scott, Ron Johnson.
These are Republicans.
And they're just saying the law is the law, and it's time to pull the plug. Because is it spyware? Yes, it is. And so we can't have everybody running around with this spyware on their phones. Let's fix it. Let's make it an American product, which McCourt and I have said we would do from the beginning. Nobody knows what's going to happen, Liz. This is the craziest deal I've ever seen. But we've kept our syndicate intact in debt and equity. Everybody's waiting to see what happens next. Everybody has an opinion, but only the president and Xi can decide, because as of right now, Xi has not decided to sell it, and he is in ultimate control of it. If he makes it part of a package, we may have to do a deal in 48 hours.
TikTok, according to a tech publication, the information is launching its new version of an app for U.S. users that they claim will launch September 5th. The tentative name is M2. You heard anything about this?
Let me tell you the probability that solves the spyware issue. Zero. There's not a chance you can let the guys that wrote the spyware write the new spyware. What, are we all idiots? I mean, you think Congress is going to buy that? Zero probability that works.
Zero.
I would have tried it, and they have. Zero probability that works. That's like a Trojan horse rolling in. You don't like that spyware? How about this spyware? I mean, that's crazy. That's not going to work. So obviously that is not a solution.
They get chutzpah points.
I love it for them, and this is why I love the deal. It's complete madness all the time. But everybody knows that wasn't going to work, but you have to give them 3 cheers for trying.